somebody that's just going to be absolutely beating you up because you have somebody that knows what it takes in this position and has compassion factor for it. And that gives you this extra horsepower boost to be able to do what you need to do and not worry about, getting your throat slit.
Matt Hagan, Leah Pruett joining us here in the Freak Nation. The first time that Tony Stewart's had two winners in Top Fuel and Funny Car. So why not? Let's double up with both of those happy bastards here in the Freak Nation. Now, Hagan, I know that Leah Pruett could throw a heck of a party with Tony Stewart. How does Matt Hagan out-top Leah Pruett with a party for Boss Man after this win in Texas?
I don't know. I'm going to follow her lead. You know what I mean? One of them deals where if you do it right, you better keep doing it the same way. You know what I mean? So hopefully that's we'll have a good time tonight no matter what. And to be able to win with Leah this weekend is just it's incredible. It's what we've been trying to do all year. We got the teams. We know what we're capable of, right? And it's just a matter of it all coming together. And to do it here in the countdown when it really counts is just it's incredible.
Leah, are the parties that much better when you or one of the pro teams win for Tony Stewart, or is it just like, let's get to the next race in Vegas?
Well, I don't know. This is kind of my first time in this situation with the double up. But since we've won, we've been with Alan Reinhart and with the fans and at the media center. And something that's super important to both of us is that we got to spend just, quick moments of time with our team when that excitement is still super high at that elevated level. You don't celebrate, so to speak, with big parties and just getting all crap-faced. You celebrate with, how do I do this again and extend both of our point leads?
Exactly. This game has changed over the last 25 years in which, you could party after a race win. But no, things are so tight. I'm looking at the points for both Top Fuel and Funny Car, and anything can happen with 2 more rounds to go. So how can you guys both hold on to this? How can you support each other? Setups are completely different. So how else is it that you guys can support each other as teammates to take home 2 titles?
So I think that's a great question. For instance, this track has been here at St. Peter's Speed NS has been very smooth and very tacky, and you've seen all teams' personal best go down in history. There's also a real big bump at 1320, and that does affect the cars, so to speak, and it is hard on parts. So there's a fuel pump, and those are not cheap, that we took from our Top Fuel car, spare one, and gave it to Matt because they'd gone through 2 and kind of tricked the tap, but we had taken a set of tires that we really needed with a number of runs on it, and that's what you can do when it comes to, yes, you have a Funny Car team and a Top Fuel team, but how do we help each other? Like, we check our egos at the door. Try and have them inside the race car for sure and get them back up. But there's a lot of continuity that goes on between both teams.
That's fascinating to me, especially since we've reduced the race length, but you're still talking about issues at 1320. Wow. Matt, this happened with you guys in St. Louis. You guys were both in the finals. Was there something else that you said to Leah or helped her teammate-wise for this final with you guys both doing it again, but now to get you guys both in the winner's circle?
Well, I think it's just a matter of time. Leah's doing a great job behind the wheel, and she's a real wheel man, you know what I mean? And it's just one of those things where I think that you just have to know that you're capable and believe in what you do. And she did everything right today and turned on 4 win lights. And when you do that, it's, it's special to be able to double up like that. For Tony to come down there with a sliding, skid to his moped, you know what I mean? And just grinning ear to ear, man. Like, that's what we do it for, those moments, to be able to capture that. That's something that sticks with me and will be forever, because he was just so happy that his wife just won. We won. 6 races in Funny Car is pretty tough, man. Like, it's to be able to knock down 6 W's out there in the season so far with 2 races to go, we're right there knocking on the door. But you have to win a couple in the countdown to be able to really fight for a championship out there. But really proud of Leah, her driving ability, the whole team over there. We're really meshing as a group.
Crash, I want to crash in on your question here real quick. So Matt and I talk a lot about our dynamic and where we're at mentally in racing. And I look to him. He's been in this position way more times than I have. And, today it's still been a while since I've left on someone. I keep track of that. I know a lot of other people do. And I came over to his tow vehicle before the final round, and we talked about getting up on the wheel and all that. And after our conversation, he ran back before putting on his helmet, and he just said, not about getting on the wheel. It's about your focusability. Because I told him I had reservations about being in the left lane. It's very difficult to see that stage move. It's very difficult to see that tree at 5:30 here in Dallas. And you know, I was open about it, and then he told me just do what you do, and there are a couple things inside the race car of relaxing yourself and what he does, and that's what teammates are all about.
Matt Hagan, winner in Funny Car, and Leah Pruett, winner in Top Fuel in Texas. We're getting deep into the playoffs now, and I want to go a little deeper into what you asked, what you commented, Leah, about winning the championship and getting some advice. Matt has won several championships. Give me some specifics of something that he has said to you to help you, because you're getting a little faster now. Did that come from you or from him?
That I wish I could tell you some driver specifics on that, but I won't, because we are still on the countdown. And I mean, hey, people can bounce off their own teammates. That's what it's about. But the performance of my team has been every ounce of Mobil 1 oil of my team. They've done a very consistent job. The crew members are doing all the same jobs the entire time. We have zero crew failures, parts failures due to them. We just say, leave it up to us, the driver and the crew chiefs, make this thing go or, you know, blow it. And Neil Strasbach, for those that don't know, being a second-year lead crew chief, this is very strong of him and Mike Damagala to be in the position that they're in, and mature. I think mature would be the right word. So there's more so besides just us talking about, you know, pumping each other up and getting on the wheel, or whether it be focusability. It really goes way deeper into the conversations that, you might have Dickie and Stretch and Alex here on the funny car side, but there's a lot of contribution back and forth between Neil and Mike that crosses over and has helped us get to a place where we are continuing this momentum.
It was funny. Tim Wilkerson, when I first started driving, he said, you know, kid, I said, you got any advice for me? And he said, at 300 miles an hour, you're on your own, kid. That's pretty much it. And then my first crew chief, he told me, he said, be ready for anything. So I was like, well, that really narrows it down. You know what I mean? So it's a learning process out there every run, and you just got to take one run at a time, and you grow from it and process it. And as a driver, you try to make yourself better every time you get to go down that racetrack. So, you know, and everybody's hunting. Everybody's coming for you. Everybody throws a kitchen sink all the time. Look at Bob Tasca. He just went out there and scooped up all the qualifying points. And to see those guys go out early, you know, we really had to capitalize on that. And same with Leah. She took out the points leader. So you do what you have to do to go out here to put yourself in a position to win, and that's all you can ask for. Like I said earlier in my interview, you know, all greatness comes from God, and you just ask for a great day and be able to have the ability to drive the race car to your best ability. And if you do that, and that's all you can ask for, and that's what we did today. We had a great day, and it was something awesome to be able to put in the record books with Tony, with Leah, with this whole TSR team, our media group. You know, Ashley, Kelly. Everybody that's working behind the scenes hard to make us look good, and I need help, because I need all the help I can get to look good. But it's one of those things where there's a lot of folks and parts and pieces here that make this happen, and we're just really proud of it.
Matt Hagan, Tony Stewart, your team owner, is a huge personality, and does he leave it up to you, the two of you, to go out and do this? Does he dive in with something that he can offer? How does that work?
Yeah, I mean, I think that for me, you know, having Tony as a team owner takes pressure off, because he understands what it's like behind the wheel. He understands the pressure that comes as being a driver, but he's also a team owner. He owns tracks. He owns, you know, he manages a lot of people. And it's just, for me, when you have a guy that you can go to that can relate to whatever situation you're in, it takes the pressure off, because you can actually talk to him, because you're like, hey, man, you know this situation. I've been in this. This is where I'm at with it. Let's talk about it. And so, for me, you know, I respect that because of the driver that he is, and the folks that he surrounded himself with. So I feel like I can relate to that more than a lot of other team owners.
For me,
go ahead, Leah.
It's a little bit different, because he's been driving Top Alcohol this year and winning in Top Alcohol, and if there's one virtue, like the highest virtue that Tony has besides people and treating people well and his relationships in life, is being a competitor. And so he's had not the greatest last couple of races, and today, or he lost in the second round last night. And last night, not a great night, as Leah, as the wife, walking him through the second stage of drag racing. The first one is how to drive a car and all the things that are with that particular series in that car. And the second are the emotions, the intensity, peaks and valleys. You don't have somebody that's just going to be absolutely beating you up because you have somebody that knows what it takes in this position and has compassion factor for it. And that gives you this extra horsepower boost to be able to do what you need to do and not worry about, getting your throat slit.
Bam. Guys, thank you for taking 10 minutes out to join us here in the Freak Nation on MAV TV, the Freak Radio Network. We always appreciate the time when you two roll in here. We've been doing this a long time, man, and wouldn't hate it if you come back in here with a championship.
Yeah, we wouldn't either, buddy.
Would love it.
All right.
Absolutely.
Love the hats,
Thanks,
too.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Yeehaw.
Yeah. Woo!